everybody, and welcome back to my channel for this Tuesday morning, afternoon or evening across the world where you may be at. I hope Tuesday is treating you well so far where you are in the world. So today I want to talk to you about coach travel and coach travel for neurodivergent or disabled people. It's a topic I think is important to speak of and to promote awareness and acceptance of. A lot of people assume about me that I shouldn't be able to travel because I'm autistic, and I want to rule out that misconception. I want to put the record straight on it because, as a lot of you know, I've been doing some day coach travel trips recently, and I've really enjoyed the experience of being away from home and being able to travel within 3 to 4 hours of my locality and being able to see some West End shows that are being brought closer to home. And it's been really interesting to see how my anxiety, my autism has coped with the changes. But again, the travel has been very, very routine. It's been the fact that I've been picked up from the local railway station, the coach has arrived at a certain time, I know who the drivers are, I know where we're going, I know what time we're coming back. So everything, again, is on my strict routine time management, so I know exactly what time the coach will drop us off at a certain place where it will pick us up and what time we will be getting back. So everything is routine, everything is structured, everything is explained. So, I know that side of things that really helps to reassure me and make me feel less anxious and less stressed out and less sensory overwhelmed and less auditory overwhelmed. And the thing is as well, all the Galloway coaches look pretty much the same. They are blue and white. And with a little bit of an orange line going across the Galloway name. So again, they all look pretty much the same. And there is a purple and blue coach as well that I've been on. So again, you know what they all look like. They all look pretty much the same. So again, that's not something that will sensory overwhelm me or auditory overwhelm me. And I want to talk about it as a neurodivergent person, autistic woman. I really enjoy getting used to going on these day coach trips. It really has helped my independence, my social skills, my communication skills, and the fact that I've been able to go away from home and see different places for the day, like going to Birmingham, going to London, going to Cambridge, that kind of stuff. And I'm really looking forward to the New Year trips that I've got booked. As a neurodivergent and disabled person, I think it's important to promote day travel, coach travel, for those of us that have been either scared, anxious, or put off travelling because we've been told, oh, you can't do that because of this, oh, you can't do that because of this, oh, you might not be able to do it, it might not be practical for you. It is absolutely practical. They are well informed about disability. They are well accepting of disability, neurodiversity. They have been very, very good with regards to me, very understanding. They send me the tickets through the post, so I know exactly where I'm going, exactly how long to wait for the tickets to be posted through the post. They make sure that everything is explained on the ticket clearly, so I know exactly what show I'm going to, what time the show starts, what time the show ends, what time I'm getting home. And so I know exactly what that day is going to be like, what is exactly in store for me. And I think that really does help to clarify my day, to keep it structured, to keep it routine, to keep it accessible and easy for me to understand and get used to. And also it has improved my confidence because I've been able to go, book my taxi in the morning when I get up, which is usually an Uber taxi, unless I pre-book it with a different taxi company. And then I get to the rail station about half an hour, 45 minutes before my coach is due in the station. I will sit there and just read my phone or go onto social media while I'm waiting for the coach to pull up. And then I'll make sure I have my ticket ready in my bag and any form of a drink or a snack that I have packed in my bag for the journey there. And then we often stop at a stop halfway to where we are going. So it could be somewhere like a service station, a truck park, a gas station, like somewhere where we can pull up to have a bit of a breather and then make our way on to where the venue is and where the show is. And I like that because, again, we are told how long we have at the service station and we're told to get back on the coach by a certain time, and then we go back, then we go onto the venue, and then on the way back obviously it's from the venue to the service station, from the service station to my locality. So again, it's very much organised, it's very much routine, it's very much one stop, and then, depending on where we are being dropped off and picked up. And yeah, it's very, very good so far. I've collected a few brochures, which I'm going to show in a updated video very soon, once I've got some more brochures to show, because I've only got 3 or 4 at the moment. I want to have a larger collection to show you guys, so I'm going to keep that for another time. But traveling for autistic and neurodivergent people, I think, is really important. It encourages self-esteem, confidence. It inspires you to try and go away from home. And I know a lot of people go, well, you're meant to have a social communication disorder. Yes, but it doesn't limit me. It's not going to stop me from travelling if it's 2-3 hours away from home, because I know how I'm getting there, how I'm getting back. All the drivers are trained in health safety, they're trained in disability, they know what to do, they know how to support you, everything is explained. If you need to have help at the venue, that is made aware of ahead of time, so when you arrive at the venue, that is taken into consideration. Like when I went to Disney on Ice at the weekend, I was actually in the accessible stand, so I was actually in the stand that was made for people with disabilities, and I basically got walked to the corridor where my seat was. So all I had to do was walk through the corridor to my seat, sit down, and then walk through the corridor back to the coach. So it was literally a case of like a 2-3 minute walk from the venue to the coach. And it was very, very impressive. I was very impressed with the help and support that I got at the venue. They were very, very happy to help me, and it was very good. The communication was successful on either end with me and with the staff member at the venue. And the coach drivers are aware of my neurodiversity, my autism. They know that I'm autistic and my issues with communication, anxiety, and sometimes that I struggle to communicate, so they are fully made aware of that ahead of time. And I think that's another important thing to add, that if you do have some form of disability, neurodiversity, neurodevelopmental condition, it's very important that you are able to successfully communicate your needs, and whether that's wearing a lanyard or having a alert card with you. I carry my autism alert card in my wallet that stays with me, and in case something happens to me or I need to protect myself or to explain a medical situation, it's always important to have some form of disability proof with you, whether that's a letter, a statement, a card, a lanyard, an app on your phone, something that will help them to communicate with you and to make the day trip more successful and stress-free for you or your carer or your parent. If you're with a parent, then obviously it's important for them to have documentation to support you, and that's something that I've made sure that I have in with me at all times, my autism alert card. Also, I do have a autism documentation on my phone as well, so if I need to show that to anybody, then I'll show that ahead of time to make sure they know that they have someone with a disability in the venue that may need a bit more help and support. But usually I don't really use it unless I get really overstimulated or anxious, or I feel like I'm going to have a meltdown, which is very rare. My meltdowns don't tend to happen that much now. I'm very on top of my meltdowns, and I cope better knowing the triggers and how to stop them. But yeah, I want to talk about inspiring people with disabilities to travel on coach trips, whether it's for a day, a 2-day trip, a 3-day trip, or like a 5-6 day holiday. It's very, very good for you to gain independence and to actually go away from your own locality and see another town, another city, get to experience what it's like being away from your safe zone and your safe comforts. I've really felt that I've adjusted well to it. The first couple of trips I was like, ooh, this is a bit different. I don't know if I'm going to cope well with it, and I've really adjusted to it. I love it. I love the fact that each time I go on each coach journey, I feel more and more confident to book another one, and it's really helped me to get away from home for a little while, whether it's a day, 2-day trip. It's something that has really made me feel independent. My self-esteem's better, my confidence is better. I feel safe when I go on these trips. It's very, like I said, routine. I very much enjoy the fact that I'm told when and what's happening and where and why and all that kind of stuff. So I think it's really important to encourage people with disabilities to travel, whether it's a short haul distance, a long haul distance, whether you are disabled, non-disabled, or otherwise. I think it's really important to see a different perspective, see a different place, see a different town, see a different theatre. And I think it's good to just experience the world in general, and I think it's really gave me a fresh outlook, a different perspective on the world to what I've had before. I've been very much in the past of going, oh, I better stay where I'm comfortable, like, I'm not going to do this, I'm not going to do that. And now it's opened my eyes to how I can do it. And yes, I am autistic, yes, I am neurodiverse, yes, I have anxiety disorder, but it's very much a case of I want to be able to travel, and I prove to myself that I can do it, and I will continue to do it to prove that it doesn't have to be scary or anxiety provoking or stressful, or you can do it. Put yourself forward, try it. I realise not all autistic or all neurodiverse people will be able to do it, but I think it's important to talk about this topic. I hope you've enjoyed my thoughts. Please like, comment, share and subscribe, and I will see you on the next one. Bye.